Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining today's masterclass. My name is Anushka, and I will be your host today. Our masterclass today, which is called ShareChat Ads Renewed, entails a download on our newly launched products that will help level up your ROI. To begin with, we have Seema Walia, Director SMB, and Radhika Khandelwal, Product Manager, who would take you through all of ShareChat and Moj's latest innovations, which is intelligent bid suggestions, carousel ads, and an update on our geo and age targeting feature. Followed by this, we will have a Q&A session by the same panel, after which we will host the most awaited and very popular ShareChat Bharat quiz, which would be hosted by Neil Doria. So sit back and just wait in there till the end so that you can also experience the quiz and stand a chance to win some exciting prizes. Just a little bit of housekeeping. Before we begin, I'd like to let you know that we have a question and answer control panel on Zoom where you can put in all your questions and we will address them after our session and just before the quiz. So over to you, Seema.
Yes, I think the most interesting part of the session today would be Neil's quiz, which would happen in the end. But if you really want to participate and win in Neil's quiz, then you better be paying very good attention to the session done by me and Radhika. And that is where we steal the limelight from you, Neil. Welcome once again, all of you, for joining us for today's session. It's a very interesting session, wherein I will quickly set the context of what the two apps are all about and where do we feature in today's digital environment. And then I'll quickly hand over the baton to my colleague Radhika. Radhika, takes care of her entire product division for self-serve, and she's the one who would continuously work on, ensuring that we get new and innovative elements added on to our kitty. So she would be taking you through a lot of interesting stuff like, intelligent bid suggestions, which we have recently, introduced on our platform, and we have been seeing great results along with Carousel and other stuff. So prior to that, I will quickly tell you a little bit about both the apps. I'll tell you about what our data says and speaks. And once we are done with this session, in case you want to go, more in depth onto the numbers and the data figures that we will be showing you today, feel free to connect with us on the email ID that Anushka would be sharing at the end. I would ensure that, the sales team connects with you and takes you through the detailed platform, detailed product platform demo. We are the third largest digital ecosystem in India today. We launched our app in 2015, so we are approximately 7 years old today. And the beauty about the app, or let's say, the background about behind launching this app was that there was no app which was built in Bharat for Bharat. What everybody realized that, the new age internet user, which is a Indic user or a Vernac user, was not getting the content specifically curated for them. Okay, so there was a lot of content, there were a lot of sites which were available on internet, but what we were doing was largely they were catering to the first stage internet user. And first stage internet users were the one who had a lot of Western exposure. They had traveled abroad, they realized what social media is all about. And their first language, for speaking or for communicating was always English. And that's the reason, if you look at, the first couple of sites or the internet apps which became popular in India were largely in English, which later on realized that, because there is a ceiling which has reached in the users, the first stage users, and the new age internet user is all about vernacular. So they had to, Anushka, just go back to the first slide, please. So they had to actually, quickly translate their all their content into vernacular. So that's how if you today go to a Google or a Meta or an Amazon or in fact any other app, you would see क्या आप अपनी भाषा में जानना चाहते हैं, because they realize that today people want to connect with everybody in their own language, irrespective whether, I know English or not know English. My first choice is my own language. That is how ShareChat and Moj, were born in 2015. And today we are about 325 million plus, unique or unduplicate numbers that we talk about. If I had to dissect these numbers for you, we have about 180 on ShareChat, 160 million plus on Moj. Total would be about 340 million plus, out of which 325 million plus other unduplicated numbers. I'll also give you one more fun fact, and that is, if you look at these numbers, about 125 to 150 million plus users, in fact, are so unique because of their vernacular or the Indic language preference that they are completely untapped by any other app today in India, because those are the real Bharat users. This is who we are. What is ShareChat? ShareChat is, if we talk about our MAUs, we are about, like I said, about 180 million plus today. And a retention time on the app, the time that a user spends on our app, an average is about 31 minutes per day. The most unique thing or the beautiful thing about, ShareChat app is that the content is completely shareable. So if if you have, all of you would have family groups, on WhatsApp and other groups amongst friends and colleagues and everyone. And I can assure you, that out of 10, 9 people would be every day receiving some kind of a message which has been shared by either a ShareChat platform or a Moj platform. It is completely shareable content on any of the links, on any of the apps, and that is what it makes it so viral. So what is Moj? Moj, we have today about 160 million MAUs, and the average retention time that a user spends on our app is about 34 minutes. Okay, fun fact about Moj, we have about 700K, more than 700K monetizable creators on Moj today. When I say monetizable creators, these means creators which have, minimum 100K followers. So they are available on Moj for you. Yeah, this is one of my favorite slides. It actually tells you who we are, in the correct way. So again, why two apps? When ShareChat was there, why do we need a Moj? Is because the kind of a difference that we see in the audience today. On ShareChat, we have about, so largely any business would do a tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 kind of a planning. If I look at tier 1, ShareChat has about 22 million plus MAUs, while on tier 2, we have 58 million plus. Tier 3 has about 100 million plus. Now, when you look at tier 1, 2, 3, essentially don't look at them only as, okay, tier 1 is only 12.5%, but look at the entire universe that we carry. So when I say, I have about 350 million plus unique, reach for you, imagine that this 12.5% is a percentage of that particular number. So it is huge when you look at it in the entire context. Also, each city, like for example, even at Delhi as a tier 1 city would have a lot of tier 2, tier 3, tier 4 pockets within a tier 1 town. So even, when we look at the coverage within a tier 1 town or a city for you, it is humongous. And, the numbers are talking about themselves. Moj audience, on the other hand, is a little more, a little different from the ShareChat audience. And we see about 45% or 72 million plus MAUs within tier 1 towns and cities. We have 67 million plus in tier 2, while if you count the Gen Z and the millennials, which actually form the backbone of any app, because they are the ones who are either making direct buying decisions, or they are the one who are influencing any buying decisions. Because, generally you would see they are the ones who would tell you, who would really tell you about a product or a service before you get into buying them. So they are about 85% on launch. Again, let me tell you a little bit more, what is not there on the slide, and that is, if I were to look at the age groups, on ShareChat, the most interesting age group is about 18 to 24 and 25 to 34. Because if you look at these two age groups, they are the ones either doing the buying decision themselves, or they are the ones who are influencing it as a son or a daughter, or as a younger colleague, or any young person in the family. They are the ones who are really influencing and tweaking, the real buying decision. 18 to 24 would be about 43%, while 25 to 34 would be about another 28% on ShareChat. And like on Moj, I said that, more than 85% is belonging to the Gen Z and millennials. So what I'm ultimately delivering you is not an audience number. Man, randomly, I'm not going to, come and tell you, come and advertise on my on my app, and I'm going to give you the audience. What I'm trying to tell you is that I'm giving you an effective audience. Who is an effective audience today is a very younger group. They are the ones who are actually belonging in the 18 to 24 or a 25 to 34 kind of an age group. They are the Gen Zs and the millennials, the younger people. And that is where my strength is lying for both the apps. Okay, why should your brands care about ShareChat ads? You say that, okay, I'm a uber cool product. I belong to only tier 1, or I belong to tier 2 and tier 3. But there are so many options available. And why should I come on, a ShareChat or a Moj? It's very simple. It's a very self-serving advertising platform. So what I've actually done is, what we have done is we have created a platform for you with maximum flexibility. Like, you are in control of your ads. I am giving you the complete autonomy, the complete control over everything. I am getting an end-to-end campaign execution done. All you have to do is you have to log in on our business page. You will become, and sign up for ShareChat ads. It's a self-serving platform, and we have really gamified the entire onboarding, experience for you. It's very simple, and once you log in, it's a step-to-step by procedure wherein we keep educating and you, via asking you certain questions. Once you onboard on our platform, there is a complete backend team which would help you on time to time, and there is a live, chatbot also. They would be, their job, their core job is to actually help you with the end campaign execution, and also course correcting you in case of, at times performance might go up and down because you have chosen the wrong targeting, or you were not aware about, the product, updated product elements and so on. So there's a dedicated team for that. Now, what is happening special on ShareChat and Moj is that, if you, like I told you, the new internet age user, who are they? They are the ones, this is the audience which is largely coming from tier 2 and tier 3 towns. This is the audience which is responsible today for the maddening or the huge internet online purchase growth. This is where the real purchase is happening. It could be real estate, it could be edtech, education happening, it could be, buying everyday stuff, from buying luxury products, you name it and they have it. Everything is happening online for them. And this audience, where is this audience? This is lying in tier 2, 3 towns. They're lying in tier 2, 3 pockets within tier 1. These are the language. These are the people who are saying, I know English, but I prefer to talk, or I prefer to communicate in my own vernacular. I want to have my Indic language as the first preference. Okay. This 90% of the audience or the internet user is only consuming content in regional languages. And they are the ones who are going to respond to a digital ad, preferably in their own language. So understand the point. You can't be talking to them in English. You can't be talking to, you're not going to, make a difference in their life if you're only advertising in English, or or if we are even talking in English to them. They say that I know English, but I prefer to talk in Telugu, or a Tamil or a Kannada or Punjabi or Marathi for that matter. You have to talk to them in their own language. And this is the reason, primarily that the platforms were born. In fact, today, if you look at it on ShareChat, my top 5 languages are Hindi, Tamil, Telugu, Kannada, and Marathi, out of which I think about 37% of my user base is in Hindi. On Monch, we have Delhi, Lucknow, Chennai, Hyderabad, Bangalore, Ahmedabad as the top cities. So imagine the kind of length and breadth I'm covering in terms of both vernacular and also the towns and the cities. So this is why your brand today has to care about ShareChat ads. And it's a partnership today. I will not even say that come on board as my client. I will say that come and partner me, become my business associate, because if you are caring about your client and if you care about your product, then you have to care about ShareChat ads today. And any numbers that you want from us, feel free, and we can actually get into in-depth study about the same.
Yes, Seema. So we'll have Radhika who would be speaking about the first product.
Thank you so much, Seema. Thanks, Anushka. Really appreciate the comprehensive introduction, and it's great context that our users have right now. A very warm welcome to all of our attendees. Some of you have been with us as veteran masterclass attendees, so we cannot appreciate you more, and a very warm welcome to all of the ones who are attending this for the first time. We hope you find the content useful, and this enables you to amp up your campaigns that much more going forward on ShareChat ads. Right. We hope you've had a fun-filled, enthusiastic, action-packed festive season. And as we all gear to go into the new year, aligning with the theme of today's masterclass, we want to empower you with as much ammunition as possible to have a well-rounded campaign, like a well-rounded marketing campaign around your products or your services, in terms of new ad formats, in terms of some suggestions that can help boost your campaign scales, and also upgraded targeting capabilities. So without further ado, I'll just dive right into it, and in the interest of time, we can have a comprehensive demo of all of the new launches together in the end. And first, I can begin with giving you a gist of what we have to offer. To begin with, we have the intelligent bid suggestions module that has gone onto the platform. While a lot of you are veteran advertisers and you are very savvy with ad platforms across the board, right? Some of you may, but we have to understand that every platform has a different dynamic. And as Seema mentioned, the audience that every platform has to offer also have a different dynamic. Taking that into account, we thought that it is time we empowered our advertisers more. We want to give you as much information as possible right from the beginning, right from when you set up the campaign, so that we can leverage those initial few days of the learning that much better. So with that intent, we have the intelligent bids onto the platform. The idea is that when you're setting up the campaign, once you've added your daily budget, once you've added the campaign objective, you've selected an ad format, and you have already shared with us the category or the industry of business that you are in, we indicate the relative strength of your bid as well that you input. Now, there can be two scenarios. One scenario where you have a very clear idea of how much you can bid for your campaign, what is affordable to you, and what is the ROI that you are expecting to achieve out of the platform. In that case, if you give us a bid already, we try to give you the relative strength of that bid. If you've put in say, 5 rupees CPC as a bid, we tell you based on your advertiser category, based on the business model, based on the ad format that you're selecting, whether this is a competitive enough bid to win across advertisers who are competing for ad slots on our platform, right? So we tell you whether it is low, whether it is average, or whether it is a healthy bid. Obviously, the idea is to give as healthy a bid as possible for your campaign so that it can achieve scale quickly, it can help us learn better and optimize that much more, right? In case you are not very sure of what bid value is it that you want to begin with, we also have the engine to recommend a bid value, right? Not just give you the strength, whether it is, poor, average, or healthy, but we also tell you that, if you bid within, say, a range of 6 to 10 rupees CPC, we expect your campaign to scale at an average level as compared to the other advertisers. Or if you bid above 10 rupees, we expect that the campaign should scale quickly. So if you're not, very confident with a bid to anchor to, we provide you a range of bids as well that you can start off with. And of course, the campaign creation process is a very long drawn process. You not just have to select the budget and the bid, but you also have to add targeting, you have to add creatives, you have to set frequency caps, etc. It's a very long process. So we've got you covered there as well. We'll remind you at different stages to let you know if the bid value is not very healthy. And we will endeavor to work with you towards setting a bid value that is healthy enough and that can provide your campaigns good scale. Right. Of course, as I discussed the idea behind the suggestions module, right now it is only at the bid level, but very soon we are going to introduce opportunities across your campaign creation process, not just at the bid level, but say at creative levels as well, and at the different targeting variables that we have available. The idea is to make you more equipped while setting up your initial campaign. And it's not just during the initial phase, but once you have your campaigns up and running, we continuously monitor the scale that your campaign is able to achieve. We also compare it to the dynamic that is happening at a platform level, comparing all of the advertisers who are competing for an ad slot. And based on that, we give you continuous recommendations that look, the bid value was, say, healthy or average to begin with, but today the competition is much higher. So maybe it's time for you to revise your bid in order to ensure that your campaign keeps winning and does not lose in the auctions that are to come. Right. So that sort of a mediation we keep doing on a continuous basis. And every time you log into the platform, you'll be able to see wherever there are opportunities of improving the strength of your campaign. As mentioned earlier, it is very important for us to have the correct industry or the category of business that you're working in, because all of these suggestions that we make are curated for a particular category of products or services. And as accurate as that will be, we will be able to slot in your ads to the most relevant feeds, and we will be able to equip you with the most relevant bid values that you should add so that your campaign scale better. In the interest of time, I'll take the demos together towards the end. But just to give you a quick glance, this is what the opportunity would look like. During your campaign suggestion, as soon as you come to step 2, we have a module. If you enter a bid already, we tell you that, okay, the average bid value on the platform is much higher, and we give you ranges over here. And we recommend a healthy bid. As soon as you apply a healthy bid, the value is input over here in the bid input field. And yes, your campaign is all good to go. Of course, it is a very voluntary decision that you have to make. It is deliberate. If you wish to still go ahead with a bid value that is lower than the recommended value, you can do so. All we will do is try to nudge you to move towards a healthy bid so that your campaign scale quickly. As soon as you move to the next section, which is targeting, we still have an indicator on the left and on the top to ensure that you are reminded of the bid strength. And when you submit the campaign as well, we have a last nudge to let you know that there is still a scope of improving your bids before you submit it for approval. As I had mentioned, once your campaigns are already up and running, once you enter the platform afterwards to check, on the overview page, as well as on the managed campaign page, you'll have a drop down that'll give you, the most important campaigns which have the greatest scope of improvement in terms of bids. Coming on to the next freshest and most interesting addition that we have onto the platform, which is a new ad format called as Carousel Ads. Now, we all know that, storytelling is the next big fad in advertising, and that is the next most engaging way to ensure that the audience relates with your ad, is engaged, and has a long-lasting impression of the kind of positioning that you are trying to build in the market. So with that intent, we have carousel ads as well. The features of this ad format are that within the same ad, within a single ad or a single creative, you have multiple cards, and there is a horizontal scroll behavior as against the usual vertical scroll behavior that is observed on most platforms today. The idea is that you can have multiple 2 to 10 cards in any ad, and you can either tell a story, explain a process, have the same product type in different variants, be it different colors, different sizes, different prices, in a single ad format, right? A lot of marketers today are using carousel ads to sort of talk about the journey of the brand or journey of the product, or describe a process of how to use the product or how to get in touch with their team or the benefits of the product. And also they're using these particular ad formats for describing, testimonials, user testimonials of how they found the product useful. So this is a brilliant way to revamp your branding campaigns and to add that extra touch to engage that much more with the audience that is there on ShareChat and on Merge. Of course, this type of ad format is best suited for branding and traffic campaigns right now. And as a recommendation from our end, we would advise to show similar or the variants of the same product within one ad. And that helps us optimize the creatives that much better. And yeah, this is what the UI looks like. Of course, I'll give a detailed demo towards the end, wherein you have the capability of adding multiple cards in the same creative. And we also provide you the capability to rearrange the order of the cards within a particular creative. Of course, once you've launched a campaign, you've observed certain performance, and you feel that, okay, perhaps, and you've also observed a particular product or particular part of the process gauging most interest from the users, you can always rearrange the cards within a particular creative to suit the audience's needs and preferences better. This is, I already talked about this in terms of what the benefits of the carousel ads are. And here are a couple of more best practices that we should follow. As I mentioned, we should try to limit the type of products within a particular creative to the same. We can have variance in terms of size, color, flavor, if it is a food item, etc. And it is recommended to maintain a single language for each card which is there in a particular creative. For all of those of you who have advertised with us or who are advertising with us, you know that we have a language level targeting also available at a creative level, right? But in order to understand better, a single creative would have multiple cards. That means all of those cards are visible to a particular user who's looking at that particular ad. And for that, it is important that we maintain some sort of similarity across the cards for a cohesive or a coherent experience for our users. So it is not very pleasant to the eye if you see 5 different languages across cards in the same creative. So it is recommended to have all of the cards in the same language for one particular creative. And you can set up different campaigns to target different languages and regions for the same product as well, while ensuring all of the cards within the same ad have the same language. And one secret or one trade secret I would like to share with respect to the carousel ads is it is most effective when the landing page for each of the CTAs or each of the cards is unique, and it is catered to the very product or the very service or variant which is shown in that particular card. The entire intent behind carousel ads is to ensure that you have very focused traffic coming to your website or your app, and it is to ensure that users talk about their preferences through the cards in a very focused manner. For that, it is very important, if you're showing a red colored product in card 1, then the CTA leads you to the landing page which indeed has the red colored product itself. If it leads you to a very generic landing page, then it sort of defeats the purpose of a carousel ad, because while you're showing a specific product, you're leading them to somewhere which is cluttered with everything else that is there for you to, there for them to look at. So it is recommended that the CTAs within each card are very specific and dedicated, leading the user to the exact product or service which is being advertised in the particular card. And you can, of course, have multiple cards and multiple respective CTAs in a creative. Right. This brings us to the ultimate new feature that we have launched on our platform. It's not so much a new feature as an upgrade to the existing capabilities that we have. So we've always had geography and age targeting available on our platform, right? But we've been very open with the kind of targeting or the kind of variables you can choose in those for those demographics. To make the platform more standardized, to make it easier for you to look at reports and compare performance of your campaigns across regions and across age groups, we have shifted to standardized lists, both at the geography end and at the age end as well. Earlier, we were allowing to add custom minimum and maximum ages, but that was leading to a lot of what you could there's of course added customization that you can do to your campaign, but in terms of the right focus that you should have, we felt that it is time to move to a standardized list of age ranges. Also, this is keeping in line with the law that cuts off the minimum age you can target with your ads to 13 years. So we're doing this in compliance with all of the laws that are present in the country. And of course, this goes beyond just the campaign setup process. It also helps you analyze your reports better and match the analytics and the reports with the kind of ROI that you want to extract out of each cohort, right? We've moved to standardized age brackets starting from age 13, going on to ages 45 and above as well. And in terms of geography, we have a tree-like structure now, wherein we have, of course, country, which is India at the top, and we have states within there, and we have cities further within each state. We've also added the capability to continue running your existing campaigns as they were set up initially. However, we should note that November 30th is the cutoff date wherein we need to migrate all of our existing campaigns, if at all they were working on the previous age and geography targeting, to the newer versions. Be rest assured that our platform is fully capable of handling this migration as well. As soon as you go in to edit your existing campaign, you'll get a nudge so as to shift to the upgraded version. You will have all of the details present on the UI, that these are the parameters that you had selected. For example, you had selected 10 cities in the previous targeting variant. You will be shown the list of 10 cities, and you can select the same in the newer upgraded format. We've also sent out bespoke email and WhatsApp communications to those of you who are already advertising with us and have campaigns live on the platform. So we request you to please go back there, check the campaign IDs, and do the needful. And our team, as Seema mentioned, would be more than happy to assist you in case there are any hurdles that you hit. Right. So just a very quick glance before we actually go into the live demo. This is what our platform used to look like. It was a consolidated list of states and cities wherein you were free to select states, cities, union territories, etc. In the same dropdown at the same level, and you were allowed to include and exclude them as well. Now, moving on, what we have done is and this is for the age. So earlier we used to allow a min age and a max age, and you could enter any value. But going forward, what we've done is we've migrated to a standardized list of age ranges, which starts from 13 years and above. And we also have, a standardized geography selection process wherein you have states, and within the state you have cities. I think we have a bit of a time to go into the live demo on the platform. So yes, let's get right into it. Basically, this is how you start creating a new campaign. So I'll just enter the initial bit which is required. Let's say I'm selecting the awareness as the objective for my particular campaign. And in order to have a comprehensive demo, I'll just select the carousel ad format here as well. Here is when we come to the next step, wherein we are required to set the daily budget and the bids. So for example, I am a new advertiser. I'm using ShareChat ads for the first time. I'm using Carousel ads for the first time. And I don't really know the dynamic of the platform. So I just enter, say, my maximum daily budget, which I can afford. Say that's, so given that I don't have any balance in my wallet. Currently, it will only allow me to set a maximum of 2,000 rupees as a daily budget. But as soon as you load your wallets, you're also allowed to set much higher daily budgets depending on the spend capacity. So yes, I come to the CPM field, and now I'm a little puzzled as to what is the right number that I should choose here. You see a bulb icon. As soon as you hover over it, here is the recommendations engine throwing out ranges which you should use for your particular campaign. Of course, I want to go ahead and enter a healthy bid so that my campaign scales quickly. So I go with this range where it says healthy bid, and the bid range is 101 and above. We also have a CTA here. As soon as I apply it, this is input, and I'm good to go ahead. Let's set up the rest of the campaign very quickly. Now we come to the targeting section. Earlier, we had a min age and a max age where I could enter custom values. Now we have a drop down. Say I want to target people between 25 and 44 years of age, right? And I also want to target some particular geographies. I would, in order for all of those of you who are super excited for the Bharat quiz, here is where I'd like you to pay good attention, because this is something that could help you in the end. For example, I want to include a particular state, but I want to exclude a few cities within that state, right? Let's take the example of Maharashtra. So I just search for Maharashtra and I see the state over here. So, okay, I say that I want to include Maharashtra, right? But I know for a fact that I want to exclude Pune out of Maharashtra. So let me just search Pune. Right, and I cannot add it. Why? Because it's already included in Maharashtra and it's added above, but I can definitely exclude it. So this is where my campaign will deliver to people in Maharashtra, but will not deliver to people in Pune, right? So all of Maharashtra except Pune is what I'm targeting. I think I'm all set here. Moving on, let's add creatives to our carousel campaign. Do note that currently we support one creative per carousel campaign, but very soon we're going to allow addition of multiple creatives as well. Essentially, what it does is it gives you the capability of having various combinations of cards and various orders of cards as different creatives within the same campaign. So if you don't want to, say make multiple campaigns which are similar in nature, you can just have multiple creatives, and within each creative, you can have a different order of cards to see which creative in fact is getting the most traction and getting you the most amount of conversion and the best ROI. So that's a brilliant way for you to A/B test across the variants of your products that you have to offer. Over here, this is something that we can understand in terms of the creative versus cards hierarchy. So when we talk about a creative, it is the entire ad that the user sees, and cards are the different pictures or the different components of the carousel that people can scroll through. So there are some elements that we have at the entire ad level and further capabilities which we have at the card level, right? So the creative name is something for you to refer internally, and the language targeting will of course be at the entire creative level. So this is where the recommendation comes in, that all of the cards should preferably be in the same language, because that is something that's targeted at a broader level, right? So let's have this as test creative, right? And say, since I targeted Maharashtra, say, although excluding Pune, I'll just add Marathi as a language that I want to target, right? And a caption, which is optional at the creative level, you may or may not add. So we're all set here. Now we have to add cards. In order for an ad to actually be a carousel, you of course need at least 2 cards. And at the moment, we support a maximum of 10 cards within a carousel. And also it's popularly observed that anything beyond 10 cards could lead to a lot of confusion and a lot of fatigue for the end user as well. So it's recommended that you go with, say, a healthy 6 to 8 cards within a particular creative. So for demo's sake, I'll just add a couple of cards over here, and we'll see what all components comprise the card, right? So we have a card name that's again for, a small sort of subheading that comes under each card. So let's have card 1 as the dummy card name over here. Card description can be, something that differentiates that particular image or product or service from the other cards. So say this is yellow, this is the yellow variant, something of that sort. Obviously depends. Or if you are, advertising, say, a particular fragrance, a particular food item, then it could be the flavor that is being picturized in this particular media asset. So it could be, if it's a pickle, then it could be a mango pickle, it could be anything else, right? CTA, of course, is we have the option of customizing CTAs at a card level as well. And the idea here is that the landing page should be very, very dedicated towards whatever product is being advertised in that particular media asset. And over here, for demo sake, I'll just add a dummy URL, but as I mentioned, let's have it as focused as possible, right? So I think we're good to go here. We just collapse this, we add another card, and we add the same, right. So this particular card was not in compliance with the dimensions that we are currently supporting. Very soon, we're going to have further capabilities that can support, 1:1 images, 1:1 image in any dimension, in any sort of the number of pixels. So it could be 500 cross 500, 512 cross 512, and so on. Right now, what we support is 1,000 cross 1,000. Right, so we've set up the second card as well. We're good to go. One mandatory element that is here is the landing page URL. And I think we're all set here as well. So this is the process of adding cards to your particular Carousel creative. As I had mentioned, you have the capability of easily reordering the creatives, and this you can do even once the campaign is live. And if you observe that there could be some playing around that we can do, we can always reorder the cards while we can always reorder the cards while editing the campaign as well. So I think I just want to go ahead with, say, 2 cards. I close this entire creative section. I save this. And yes, my creative is ready. As soon as we're done with setting up our campaign, we launch our campaign for approval, and we're all set. Right. Of course, since this is a demo account, it's a good opportunity for me to tell you that before you launch any campaign, it is recommended that you load your wallet with at least, say, twice or thrice the amount of the daily budget that you've set, because most likely you would want your campaigns to run for a long time. And in order for us to not overspend and go beyond the balance which is there in your wallet, we'd require you to have a healthy balance to support, right? Also, we have offers going on currently. Anything above 10,000 would get you 80% ad credits, and anything above 50,000 would also give you the chance to leverage our in-house creative production support, which gives you access to creator ads and interactive GIFs, and also, static banners. So yeah. This is the entire process. I think that brings us to the end of the demo, and now we are open to sort of questions and answers that you may have.
Hey, thank you, Radhika. Thank you, Seema, for this very interesting and informative session. Radhika, if you could just go to our next slide. I think we have a QR code where, just let me know if this works. But thank you, guys. We are open to questions, and I'd like to share the questions that we have currently. So we've got one question, which is from ARS Store. What is the age group of the ShareChat audience currently that we have? Maybe an average age group is what our guest is trying to understand.
We have primarily, like I said, that our focus is completely on the age group, which is either buying themselves or influencing your buying decisions in a max manner. And that is why, if you look at the audience age group today, our total focus is on 18 to 24 and 25 to 34. And rest of them would follow about 29%. The above 2 age groups, if you were to look at it, would be about 65%. More than 65% of my audience today is a very effective audience when it comes to online buying decisions or influencing those decisions.
Superb. Thanks, Seema. We have another question that's from Dimple Singh Jamwal. In manual bidding, what parameters are considered by the bid suggestion tool while suggesting the bid? We are seeing it is commonly suggested without any intelligence like budget, CTR, how many more conversions can we get and impressions?
Right. Thanks a lot for this question. So, as we had discussed before, the idea behind this bid suggestions module is to help scale your campaigns quickly and ensure that your budget is consumed enough so that our platform can learn quickly and improve conversions for you going forward, right? So the parameters which are considered while giving you a bid suggestion are the advertiser category or the business industry that your business lies in, which you provide as an input, the ad format which is selected, say display banners, like static display banners, videos, carousel, etc. The objective of the campaign, is it branding, is it awareness, is it conversions, right? So all of these parameters are considered while throwing out a bid suggestion for you. And the idea behind the suggestion is to ensure that your campaign wins and does not lose. Of course, it takes an initial incubation phase for the campaign to keep learning, and as soon as that phase is completed, with good scale, your campaign is bound to have a better performance, better CTRs, and better conversions as well. So obviously, a lot of the conversion and CTR depends on the targeting that you do, on the kind of audience interaction that happens. But the idea right now at the bid suggestion level is to ensure that your campaign at least completes that learning phase in a very healthy fashion and wins the auction enough so that we have enough learning data to support better performance for the campaign going forward.
Okay. Thank you, Radhika. We have one last question. This is for Carousel Ads. We are a sports shop owner. How can ShareChat ads guarantee that we penetrate into the 18 to 45 age group category for the shop that they are currently, selling their goods and products from?
I think let's divide this into two parts. I'll just take up the first part wherein this can be solved via the carousel ads. And the second part, I'll defer to Seema to, share all her expertise on how they can ensure that the business has a brilliant branding and awareness campaign. So from a carousel ads perspective, of course, a sports shop is a very good example to begin with. One, you can talk about, the different products that you have. You can have separate, say, a campaign set up dedicated to each sport. For example, you have cricket, you have equipment for cricket, you have equipment for badminton, you have equipment for XYZ sports. So all of those different equipments can be a part of different cards. You can, based on the location you're in, or if you are in multiple locations, or if you have an online presence as well, you can obviously target different languages for different creatives and, like different languages for each campaign, if I may, and have a very focused approach. Further, what you can do is, we also have the capability of redirecting our users to the click pad. So if you want users to directly give you a call and inquire about a couple of, equipments that you're selling, then you can have the CTA customized accordingly. Further, it is, of course, carousel ads are a brilliant way of storytelling and of sharing customer testimonials, as mentioned before. So if you have a few sports influencers, if you have supported or sponsored a couple of sports tournaments, then you can use the carousel ad format to narrate that story and to redirect users to some of the social media posts that people have made, or perhaps, to your website where you're curating all of these testimonials. And yeah, I think that would sort of have that would comprise a very well-rounded campaign. You can have multiple carousel campaigns, one for equipment, one for storytelling, one for testimonials, etc., across languages, across sports, to give you a well-rounded coverage of the audience that you want to target. And over to you, Seema, for the particular age group, etc.
If you're a sports store owner, we would love to have a chat with you, because we are actually talking to the audience that you want to target. In the interest of time, I'll not get into too much detail. What I would request is that please, get in touch with me via this mail ID that you see right now on the screen. I would love to have a detailed chat with you and let the team explain you as to why you and me are talking the same language. But thank you. That was very, that is the kind of audience we are talking to. And let's connect soon.
Thank you, Seema. In the interest of time and, by popular demand, I'm going to directly jump onto our ShareChat quiz. So over to you, Neil, and can't wait to get started.
Thank you. Thank you for the wonderful presentation, Radhika and Seema. That was great and very, very insightful. I welcome everyone to the Bharat ShareChat Bharat quiz. Very, very simple. You just need to give you 10 minutes and we'll be done. I'll just help you very quickly. How do you participate and what is this quiz all about? This quiz is very similar to what you would generally see in a KBC, which is Kaun Banega Crorepati. All you have to do is you will see a question and then you will see 4 options. You don't have to just select the right one, but the quickest one. Basis that you will get points and the person with the highest number of points wins the quiz. So we have 3 winners and 3 prizes this time. So I wish you all the best and let's get started. What you have to do now is scan this QR code and it will lead you to the contest. You need to fill in your details like your name, email ID and stuff, and then we'll be able to enter. Meanwhile, I'll request Anushka to also give the link. You may also click on the link and directly enter the contest, the quiz.
The quiz link is on the chat box, guys.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So you can scan the QR code or directly just click on the link which Anushka sent on the chat box and enter the quiz. I will wait for a few more seconds. We have a room or a capacity of 50 people in this quiz. I can see already 29 people who have made it to the quiz. I request to be a little quicker so we can have those 50 and we can move ahead. So we'll wait for another 30 odd seconds and then we'll start. All right, let's get started. So many of you all have entered this. Thank you for everyone for your energy. Let's start. So again, very simple. You will see a question and you will see 3 or 4 options. You need to select the correct one. So without further ado, I am getting started. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. So we have a total of 5 questions and here's the first one. How many states does Bharat have? How many states does Bharat have? You have 20 seconds to answer this question. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's see how many of you all got this right. 13 of you all have got it right. Yes, we have 28 states in Bharat, and let's see who is the fastest ones amongst all. Okay, we have Dimple Jamwal, who is the fastest, followed by Shri and Prashant. All right, we move to the next question. I think now you all got the grip. So try to be as quick as possible, guys. Here we go. Next question will be on your screen. How to target users in Maharashtra except for Pune in ShareChat ads. I remember very specifically Radhika gave this example. So thank you for that, Radhika. Yes, let's see if you're able to get the answer correct. How to target users in Maharashtra except for Pune in ShareChat ads. All right, yes. Clearly, all of you are paying attention. 21 of you all got this right. It's include Maharashtra and exclude Pune. Awesome. We look at the leaderboard. All right. Dimple Jamwal is leading it, followed by Tasneem and Prashant. Let's move on to the next one. Here's the third question. A boat race of Kerala are a special festival of which festival? Sorry, a special feature of which festival? I'm sorry on that. A boat race of Kerala are a special feature of which festival? You have options of Onam, Tej, Pongal, and Ugadi. 3 seconds. And here we go. Yes, Onam is the correct answer. Let's look at the leaderboard. Okay, things have changed. Now we have Tasneem, Shailesh, and Dinesh on the leading front. Okay, I think 2 more questions left. This is your second last questions. Over to your screen. How many active internet users do we have in India? Please remember, it's active internet users. The options that you have are 455 million, 525 million, 800 million, and 622 million. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Wow, things are gonna change. Only 3 of you all got this right. It's 622 million. Really eager to see the leaderboard now. And we have Prashant, Tasneem, and Sailesh. Well done, guys. Yes, it's 622 million. Last question. I wish you all the best. Here it goes. What is the minimum age allowed to target for ads via ShareChat ads? What is the minimum age that you can target on ShareChat ads? I remember this was discussed during the masterclass. So let's see, 3, 2, 1, time's up. And yes, 13 is the answer. 13 is the answer. 15 of you all got it right. And definitely Prashant, Dinesh, and Shri. Prashant, Dinesh, and Shri, if you all are here, congratulations. You all are the winner of the masterclass. I hope you had fun. So yes, thank you so much. We will be contacting you for your prizes very, very soon. Thank you, Prashant, Dinesh, and Shri. And thank you everyone for this beautiful masterclass. It was super insightful. And please do reach out to us in the email ID given, and we'll be happy to help you. Looking forward to onboard you on ShareChat ads. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, guys. Bye bye.
Thank you everyone for joining in.